A Timeline of African American History, From the Nubian Era to Present, by Truth Born Freedom. Part 4. The 19th Century. Moving to the 19th century, the African American story unfolds with momentous events of struggle and liberation. In 1800, Virginia authorities discovered and suppressed Gabriel Prosser's planned slave revolt, an attempt to attack Richmond and destroy slavery in Virginia, with a black army of over 1,000 enslaved people. In 1804, Haiti overthrew European colonial powers and gained its independence through the Haitian Revolution led by Toussaint Louverture. News of this revolution spread throughout the enslaved populations in the United States. In 1807, the act prohibiting importation of slaves was signed into law by President Thomas Jefferson, an enslaver. In 1822, Denmark Vesey's planned slave revolt in South Carolina was suppressed. In 1831, Nat Turner led a slave rebellion in Virginia, in which enslaved people killed over 50 white people until Virginia authorities crushed the rebellion. In 1845, the book Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, an American Slave, was published, Frederick Douglass's first autobiography. In 1849, Harriet Tubman escaped from slavery to Philadelphia, and she began to help others escape by means of the Underground Railroad. In 1850, the Fugitive Slave Act was passed by the federal government requiring citizens to assist in the capture of runaway enslaved people. In 1857, in the case Dred Scott v. Sanford, the Supreme Court ruled that people of the African race were not citizens and had no rights under the Constitution, regardless of whether they have been freed. In 1861, the American Civil War began, involving the escape of thousands of enslaved people to Union lines for freedom. In 1863, President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring freedom for enslaved people, with the exception of enslaved people in a list of states and counties. However, the proclamation did not actually free any slaves due to the exception, the Southern states' refusal to end slavery, and the fact that enslaved people behind Union lines were already free due to the Confiscation Act. Lincoln issued the proclamation to destabilize the South, consistent with the views he expressed in 1862, stating in part, "If I could save the Union without freeing any slave, I would do it." In 1865, Union General William Sherman issued Special Field Order No. 15 to distribute 40-acre plots of land to formerly enslaved people in South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, virtually all of which was eventually returned to the white owners. Also in 1865, the 13th Amendment of the Constitution abolished slavery, with the notable exception of allowing slavery as punishment for a crime. In 1868, the 14th Amendment of the Constitution provided that all people born or naturalized in the United States shall be citizens with equal protection of the laws. In 1870, the 15th Amendment of the Constitution set forth the right to vote for black, male citizens, but not female citizens, whether black or white. In 1872, Elijah McCoy, born to fugitive slaves in Canada and educated in engineering in Scotland, patented his first invention, an automatic lubricator that supplied oil to moving parts while a machine was still operating. This technology was widely adopted in trains and steamships. In 1877, the federal government removed federal troops from the South, formally ending the Reconstruction period, which opened the floodgates to widespread lynchings and organized racism, including Jim Crow laws. In 1880, Lewis Latimer began research and development in the field of electric lighting, leading to the Latimer lamp and numerous inventions, including his patented method for making long-lasting carbon filament for light bulbs and his innovations for Thomas Edison. In 1893, Daniel Hale Williams performed the first known successful open-heart surgery after he founded Provident Hospital in Chicago, the first black-owned hospital in America. In 1896, in the case Plessy v. Ferguson, the Supreme Court ruled that laws requiring separate but equal facilities based on race were constitutional, concluding that the 14th Amendment of the Constitution did not apply to racial segregation.